A recent survey shows that more than 80% of Israelis feel that the memory of the Holocaust is fading away, and that in just a few years from now, the Nazi genocide of Jews could become a vague historical event. That poll was conducted by the Geocartography Institute and the Center of Organizations of Holocaust Survivors in Israel, whose chairwoman and former Knesset member Colette Avital now joins me from our Tel Aviv studio. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Good afternoon.
If this poll reflects the unimaginable reality that the horrific events of the Shoah could soon become a footnote of history, what more can be done to maintain awareness?
I think many things can be done, many things have been done, and so far it's the first, second, and even the third generations that are very closely involved. And I do see a lot of activities, both in the educational system, in the trips to Poland, in the fact that so many Holocaust survivors do go and meet the youngsters in schools, in army camps, and so on. So a lot is being done today. The question is not what is being done today. The question is really how do we prepare the future so that this event does not come belittled or banal and is remembered in the right context by our people. And we're coming out of Passover. And look how many years, how many thousands of years we're reading the same Haggadah for an event that brought the Jewish people from servitude to freedom. And we all read the same text. So perhaps the idea, one of the ideas today that we're considering is the writing of a Haggadah of the Holocaust, where people could transfer the stories and the lessons and the understandings of the Shoah, what it meant for us, but also the fact that there are survivors, that we survived, that we rebuilt ourselves from the ashes, that we created the State of Israel. I think that it's a question of also how you interpret history. Some say that it's a long chain of misfortunes and oppression. I see it differently. I see it as a long history of attempts to annihilate us, but of redemption in the end. And here we are, and I think it is our duty today really to pass on the memory, but to pass on the memory not only of the people who died, but to pass also the memory of the people who fought as partisans and in the ghettos, and to pass the memory of a culture that existed for over 1,000 years, let's say, in Europe, and we should not let it disappear. So we have a huge task ahead of us.
Now, you are the head of the umbrella organization of 52 separate other groups, and you are recognized by the government as the representative for the entire survivor population in Israel. At least 45,000 of those survivors are estimated to live under the poverty line. What is being done to help them?
Look, I do not want to belittle that problem. On the contrary, this is exactly why we exist, and this is what we have been fighting for many years, to get the rights for Holocaust survivors, especially now when they're getting older. And you know that with old age, our needs change. People become more vulnerable, people become lonely, people around them die, and the memories coming back, and the traumas too. So I think we need to take special care and not to let anyone in their old age, and certainly not the Holocaust survivors, not live their last years in dignity. So I'm not sure if this is the correct number. I do have to recognize, though, that in the year that has passed, the government, especially the former Minister of Finance, Mr. Lapid, passed a law which gave the Holocaust survivors, the needy Holocaust survivors, another 1 billion Israeli shekel. Now, you know, it's always not enough. It's actually never enough, because you need home care, and you need medicine, and you need to let people have enough to heat themselves in the winter, and so on and so forth. So I do hope that the next Knesset, which hopefully is going to start working very soon, you know, it's about time, will complete the legislation and try to cope with the issues. We don't have much time. cope with the issues that relate to the welfare of Holocaust survivors, especially those that do not receive any pension from anywhere, and still
Right.
there are groups that have been left out.
I'm afraid we're out of time today. We'll definitely have you back to explore other issues. Chairwoman Colette Avital of the Center of Organizations of Holocaust Survivors in Israel, thank you very much for being our guest this afternoon.